Hello everyone, today we will react video I saw, the most controversial VTuber group collab, and they called VTards or something. Let's find out what they did.
So there was a VTuber group that was basically trying to grow by rage baiting people online, being edgelords, and doing a mega political grift where they would try to appeal to the based crowd. So it was
So yeah, thanks to my friend Oriel, I did hear about them and I saw some of their tweets. But I don't know if they actually existed as VTubers or they were like more like personas on Twitter.
about a month ago now, as you can see in this post. The VTards have assembled.
Holy.
Akemi Kudai, Shiro-wan, Kitsura Nines, Wendigogo, and Nachisu Miku, a VTuber group, not corpo, currently comprised of 5 based anime girl VTubers.
You know, if they did some funny stuff with it, they could go viral, but they went into the cringe path, sadly.
Who aren't afraid to speak their mind and go against what is deemed politically correct. And I'll cut to the chase, this group is dead and gone after a month. They disbanded, and I wanted to wait until that inevitable implosion happened to go back and read through the logs and really go through this entire saga of the VTards. The 5 based anime girl VTubers. Well, girls with an asterisk. One of them was literally a man LARPing as a girl, and you can see that this original post had gotten around 1 million views, and it seemed like their game plan was to grow their brand by just V-tweeting instead of actually creating content.
Okay, so he answered my question is that they were just V-tweeting. Okay.
Hopping on Twitter to post a bunch of politically charged messages, rage baiting people, spreading hate about certain communities, and then when people tried to cancel them, they would say, haha, you're actually making us bigger by giving us attention. All press is good press. But obviously that didn't turn out too well for them. So pretty much before they were even able to debut, one of the members dropped out of the group. And the person that dropped
Why? Did they fight or something?
out was Shiro-wan. As
Wait.
you can see, one of the members dropped out of the group. And the person
This one is having like Twitch affiliate, so Shiro was a streamer before.
that dropped out was Shiro-wan. As you can see in this tweet right here, this is the real Shiro behind the scenes. She isn't the cutesy, soft-spoken girl you know. She's a snake hiding in the bushes that me and the girls had to deal with just when starting our brand. We didn't plan on going this far, but we are left with no other options.
What? Okay, so Saturn Senshi is also one of the VTards?
Shiro has made false accusations against us flagrantly and caused harassments and threats to be sent
I mean, she did what the group have to do. She went against the odds and wasn't politically correct, right?
our way. She refuses to stop inciting hate towards us. This is the real Shiro, a hateful, bitter person who lacks any morals. With this post, I hope you guys can see the truth for what it is. Thank you. I think this is incredibly ironic because if I remember correctly, Shiro left because of the Nazi member,
the more he releases information, the more fucked up it is.
Nachisu Miku, which just means Nazi Hatsune Miku, being unironic about their hateful beliefs about minorities and Jews and everything like that. But all the other girls defended that, and this one, Saturn Senshi, is saying that the real issue is Shiro-wan. Apparently being hateful isn't accepted in the VTuber group that was united by hate. But let's just read these messages that were supposedly so bad. So Akemi Kudai says, okay. Shiro says, hey, I'm at work, so I can't really talk, but I would like to at least speak, even if you're not ready. I'm going to send you your merch to distribute. Denounce the pedo
They already had merch.
accusations first. Even if you did not outright say it, your community took it that way and is running with it. Gladly, as I never accused you of such. So I think what happened here and the reason why Akemi is molding is because she was being called a pedo for liking some, I don't know, lolly or shota stuff, which obviously the separation of fiction and reality and all that, but Shiro apparently did not even call Akemi a predator. So the accusations didn't even come from Shiro, but Akemi is telling her to denounce the accusations.
So the Nazi Miku, I love little kids. Okay, interesting.
Because
I mean,
of
lolly.
something that her audience said. And then Akemi continues to mold and starts writing a book. And you can pause if
Holy, imagine writing all of this, bro.
you want to read this, but I'm just going to single out this one paragraph right here. The things I have said about you are mean, but you cannot act like you have not said things that are mean about me as well. You also initially only had an issue with Miku, but I wonder why you took an issue with me at large when there was seemingly no issue between us. Besides, I am not the only one who has said these things about you that you are upset about. Many people who have now left my community for yours have said these same things about you, yet I do not see you casting an attack campaign against them on Twitter. So Akemi Kudai, like the rest
So they weren't friends. How did they meet each other?
of the VTubers in this group,
And you don't create VTards organization with randoms. That's odd.
is somebody who is just a V-tweeter. A prolific tweeter that happens to be a VTuber that just constantly cold posts, replying to anybody that talks about her or other members of the group. An insane degree of ego searching. She's probably even still searching up the VTard tag, even though the group has disbanded, and varying between trying to leave a response dunking on people who have ratioed her tweets, usually an attack that has something to do with the flags or pronouns in their bio. And if none of that stuff is present in the bio, she just hits the trusty block button because apparently the based VTuber girls whose entire gig is being rage baiting inflammatory edgelords have paper thin skin and really can't handle hate.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to be a rage bait and make people angry, you need to have a tough skin.
Coming their way. Pretty much all of them would be like this, spamming the block button on anybody that they didn't like, including the Nazi one, which, by the way, let's talk about that one. Nachisu Miku, which I can only describe as one of the worst things I've ever seen in the
Hi, I'm an adorable
red-haired angel with a heart overflowing with hate love.
VTuber.
How can you be this big on Twitter with 1K follower? No, something is fishy here.
Space, but I guess that applies to this entire group VTards in general. Nachisu here has this pretty terrible VTuber model. I have heard that it's AI generated, and I can understand that because I don't think anybody with any kind of talent would actually go and create a model for someone like
And they will not invest money for something that they just want to like retweet about. Like you don't need a moving model for Twitter.
this. But just as an introduction to them so you guys can know why you should go watch this person's content, let's watch one of their clips.
You filthy.
Wait, what do you mean clips? So they do stream. Holy!
Take a Q-tip for once in your goddamn life and clean your fucking ears. And listen up. We gotta send all the niggas back to Africa. Total death. F all you stupid niggas. I want you out of my country.
So yeah, seems like an all-around pleasant person, am I right? I'm sure you wouldn't believe it, but this one also had toilet paper skin and would block anybody on Twitter that roasted them and massively...
Imagine just saying this horrible sentence she said and you get angry because someone was unpleasant to you. Oof, we need to bring back bullying. I feel like bullying made people less sensitive.
ratioed them, which happened a lot, but they have since deleted all of their tweets pretty much. Or I guess I shouldn't be saying they, because this is actually a man with a voice changer LARPing as an anime girl on the internet in order to get money from simps and give people who are mega racist the hope that there was somebody based that just hates minorities
No, a woman.
in the VTuber space. Because yes, there is a contingent of people that are desperate for this to happen. They want a VTuber whose entire gimmick is racism to become mainstream. As we can see in this post right here from Nachisu Miku's Discord, I'm sorry I lied about my real gender. I was committed to the bit. I love Miku as much as you do, and I'm a fan right alongside with you all.
Okay, how long after the debut that this Miku revealed the truth?
And his community replying as you might expect. Some pregnant male emojis, a couple of George Floyds in there because why not? Genuinely pretty funny that there were people, real people, that sent money to this guy and supported him thinking that he was actually a girl. I guess their dreams have been shattered, that they're
If you have money, you can send it to this channel, guys.
super based Nazi anime VTuber girl actually was a man in his 30s LARPing and using a voice changer so that he could be a part of this group of 4 real women just trying to be successful in the VTuber space.
Define a woman.
Which I still think that's hilarious. Like, they didn't even get into a Discord call and see each other's faces, exchange some names with each other before going live for the first time. By the way, I think I've been talking about them as if they're really content creators, but they're more V-tweeters than content creators. You'll probably see that for most, if not all of the members, that they have more followers on Twitter than they do on Twitch or any
Come on. 2K 5 followers is big. It's like twice my size.
of their platforms that they create content on, and none of them are partnered on Twitch. And the Nachisu Miku one streams on Rumble because I think that's where you go if you want to spam slurs and not get banned. So going back to the ringleader of the VTards, Akemi Kudai, there was a pretty hilarious episode where they tried to gain some brownie points with the based audience by exposing how much of a tourist they are when it comes to anime. It starts with this series of tweets here. Why is Dress Up Darling Season 2 so woke? And of course, they're referring to a character in the show that cross-dresses, calling it woke, not understanding that this is something that has always been in the medium, very normal.
Yeah, it's actually, let's say in anime culture, it's seen as funny when the guy wear girls' clothes and especially the maid one and get shy, etc. It's not woke. Woke is different. It's not cross-dressing.
Thing in anime, in the culture. Doing cosplays, there are boys cross-dressing as girl characters. Sometimes there are girls cross-dressing as male characters. She would be replied to by Nani saying, cross-dressing is super common in anime, especially in this one since cosplay is a main focal point. Akemi responds, just cause it's super common doesn't mean I have to like it or think that it isn't gross. Oh man, the base
Say the VTuber that is part of a very toxic and racist group, right?
crowd is gonna love that one. You don't have to like it, no, but that doesn't make it woke. Japanese and anime culture and Western culture aren't even close to the same. I'm equating the term woke to gay and consequently bad in this instance. Not everything about Asian culture is good and should be celebrated. No matter how long it's been around. What an incredible take. You get told that cosplaying is a very common thing in anime and that you're basically being a tourist by trying to call it woke. And your response is, actually, I'm saying woke because I'm equating it to gay, and gay is bad. I wonder if those brownie points are rolling in yet. How many more viewers do you think she's going to get on Twitch now that she said on Twitter how much she hates gay people? Well, let's find out. Go ahead and go to Twitch tracker, and oh, not that many. Yeah, not very many at all. Definitely not partner threshold. Somebody replies with tourist gay.
Wait.
Not that many.
25 others. So they weren't very small VTuber. They had some viewers.
Yeah, not very many at all. Definitely not partner.
Imagine a racist Nazi streamer have more viewers than me. What a time to be alive.
Threshold. Somebody replies with tourist
Cake kept.
gate kept. Very true. I always love this Saba meme. And another comment says, please don't play the Christian virtues card if those aren't reflected in your actions. You are giving us a bad name. Nani responded with, I disagree. I think everything in anime culture should be protected and celebrated and upheld. We as Westerners are guests in the hobby and should respect it as is. We don't have to.
Yeah, I like this sentence. We are Westerners. We are guests in the hobby. So if in the Japanese culture it's funny to do that thing, you need to respect that. If you don't like it, you stop watching anime.
To like everything in it, but we also have no right to say it needs to change. And Alchemy says, I disagree. I'm a Christian and will prioritize upholding Christian values before protecting a culture that goes against that. Not every tradition or culture is good, and it is ignorant to believe otherwise. And then she would continue to get dunked on in the responses and then subsequently go private after receiving all of the negativity. Comments didn't really turn out how she'd expected them to. And I don't know why she's spamming that she is a Christian as a justification for hating on this anime. If you think it's woke and you hate things like cosplay that are a part of the medium, then why are you watching anime in the first place? This was just a pathetically sad attempt to try to pander to those people who would say based at any kind of hating on specific groups, discriminating against them, and using Christianity and why she hates on this anime, when obviously there are a lot of Christian viewers of anime who would not agree with that, and she's not exactly the arbiter of morality having a literal Nazi in her group, which without delving too much into all of that, that group of people and the Austrian painter that led them were not actually very fond of Christianity. Now, I haven't talked too much about the other members of the group, mainly Saturn Senshi and Kitsura Nines, where Kitsura Nines is just a prolific VTweeter. If I had to make a summary, she was just the girl that would go around looking for anybody saying anything negative about VTards, and then defending the group saying something inflammatory. But when Alchemy Kurai was getting fried for being a massive tourist, talking crap about My Dress Up Darling Season 2 because there was a guy cross-dressing in there, you know, in a show about cosplaying, she made this post to defend her friend, saying, "Grr, seeing women dressed as men is a core tenet of manga tradition." Unsheathes katana with trembling hands. How did you not know this? Wheezing through mouth breather rage. I'm so sick of anime tourists. Visibly vibrating. Did you even watch season
Why do you... this tweet messed with my brain.
1? Fedora dislodges and becomes wedged in neck rolls. Once again, displaying that this group's entire strategy for growth is literally just rage baiting online, trying to be edgelords, seeing how many people they can offend, and then saying, haha, you guys fell for the rage bait, trying to cancel us only makes us more popular. Sorry, Nines, this ain't it. Cross-dressing is a trope that's been in anime for decades, and MDD is about as opposite of woke as you can get. It was a shit take, and that's fine. I've had plenty. Just look at any tweet I make about burrito. I'm just watching the world burn, man. LMAO. I don't understand.
I'm so not offended or anything. Yeah, of course.
why it bothers you so much. Like, genuinely, what is the issue? I think the way the show handles it is pretty well written, so if you could explain what bothers you about it, maybe this whole situation can be resolved. I don't really care that much, I'm gonna be real. And then people would pull up this gem of a tweet, this post saying, my piss fetish is okay, but don't you dare have anime characters
All right, you deserve to be a VTard, yes.
cross-dress. And the original tweet by Nine says, he peed on me, and honestly, I think that's what love is. Warmth, vulnerability, commitment. He marked me in a moment of raw intimacy. Some call it gross, I call it devotion. So yeah, pretty interesting. Somebody who has a fetish about being peed on is trying to defend Akumi Kudai and saying that cross-dressing is gross and bad. But oh, she did say she doesn't actually care and she's just trying to
Yes, fictional character cross-dressing is bad, but being on you in real life, yes, good.
watch the world burn. Well, there is something that I'm sure that her and the rest of the VTard girls did care about very much, and that is all of them getting doxxed on a forum called Kiwi Farms. So I'm assuming that the rage bait, spreading hate, being in collaboration with a Nazi went a little bit too far for some people. Kiwi Farms would dox the old personal accounts of these members, and I'm not going to show any of those images here, but all of the members were pretty much getting fried on that forum. And from the information gathered, Kitsune Nines is a 34-year-old woman who, like a decade ago, used to be a cam girl. I guess that explains some of
The lore is epic.
the fetishes. Akumi Kudai used to be friends with a bunch of transgenders. This post right here is pretty hilarious. You wouldn't even think it's the current Akumi. Shoutouts
Wait for the Nazoid got
to
to.
2023 Akumi Kudai before the Natsoids got to her. And it looks like a Discord post where she says, I understand some people are shy, especially about that stuff, and don't want to cause a scene or be an inconvenience, but I have no problem causing a scene if it's to make someone feel better. I will always defend my trans friends because I know just how hard voice training is and how circumstantial it is, and even transitions in of themselves. There's no reason for some of these people to keep misgendering you when everyone refers to you as she, so it is upsetting for me when people just be lazy about it. So there it is, VTards ringleader and anti-trans crusader who can't sit down and watch an anime about cosplaying because there's some icky cross-dressing in it. Used to be pretty friendly.
Do people nowadays just download personalities? I mean, I don't get it. Like I miss something in my brain to understand this kind of stuff. How can you have a personality each few weeks? You need to stay consistent.
Towards transgender people. I wonder what happened. This tweet makes it even more funny. At that same convention, we shared a bed for 4 days. One of those days was even my birthday. This picture here shows us sharing the bed. My hand on the left, her hand on the right. And you can see in the picture, I can't be too surprised. This is hilarious, man. So she's sleeping in the same bed as a transgender. I thought she hated those. And her hand, I've just never seen a hand built like that. I'm not going to lie. This is some next level sausage finger action going on here. Look at the forearm. The forearm transitions directly into hand without any wrist in between. These are actually some of the fattest fingers that I've ever seen. It really makes sense that these are the fingers used to hide behind a VTuber model and tweet hate out 24/7, hoping that that will help her grow as a content creator. I would say though that the funniest thing that came out of that docs was the reveal that the Nachisu Miku, the most controversial member of the group, I mean because it's literally a Nazi, I don't know what
I don't know. The Miku wasn't the leader, but it was like the most famous one of the 5.
why they chose to associate with this person, was actually a 33-year-old male named Kenneth, who was apparently at that January 6th event that happened at the Capitol, a middle-aged man hiding behind a VTuber model using a voice changer to pretend to be an anime waifu and get money from simps being racist on Rumble. One of the most pathetic things that I've ever seen, and let's go ahead and play the clip of him admitting this. Nazi Miku disables his voice changer after it's discovered he is a man. AI-powered voice changers are very impressive. Be careful who you simp for.
This is my real voice.
So now I'm using my real voice. This is me, the man behind Nachisu Miku.
Wait. I wanna see the comments. Seriously, Miku, that dude got fast, blah, 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 blah. Someone down was like, you have a penis.
Me, the man behind Nachisu Miku.
You can't make this up, man. Oh man, it's too pathetic. It's actually so sad, but it's also funny.
I can't understand why aliens don't visit us.
Grown man in his 30s pretending to be a girl on the internet, hiding behind a VTuber model so that he can spread hate and Nazi propaganda, doxed and has to come out to his audience that he's actually a guy, begrudgingly of course. Just imagine the faces in that moment of all the people that actually donated money to this guy. But of course, as you know, the super based audience that he was trying to appeal to, for whatever reasons, I'm sure that they would say that there's some historical context going back 2,000 years or whatever it is, they don't tend to be very fond of Jews. So Nachisu Miku here, now exposed to be a man, he has to try to clarify that he isn't guilty of the even greater cardinal sin, which is apparently being Jewish. And this is that video in the sweet captioned, "This is legitimately the saddest shit I've ever seen."
I love when people have like a very toxic community and the toxic community become toxic towards the content creator. They use like the weapon he gave them against him. Oh, big oof.
And I'm German. I am German. And I actually have my fucking DNA test here, so let me pull that shit up. Where was it? Let me transition here. You know, I really shouldn't have to prove this, but I'm not fucking Jewish. Like, why would I be talking?
Imagine, prove into your community. You aren't something that everyone in his community have like a hate for.
About Jewish and doing Nazi stuff. I mean, I guess I could see how that might be a Jewish tactic or whatever, but I'm not fucking Jewish. So this is my DNA.
Just beyond parody, man. Even in getting exposed as a man LARPing as a girl, he has to confirm that he's not Jewish, so his super mega based audience won't truly hate him. I don't know why anybody would ever try to appeal to these kinds of people. It's just insane. I get content creation is hard and a lot of people can't hack it, but let this be a cautionary tale against trying to do something so cringe as rage baiting and being an edgelord, entering the VTuber space filled with hate being the entire basis behind your organization, and trying to use that in order to grow. You know what happens when all you do is spread hate? People hate you back, and then you end up getting doxxed. And there's a lot of people who really don't like you very much. Way more of those people than anybody who supports you. So basically, after this embarrassing reveal that he's actually a dude that was LARPing as an anime girl behind this very creepy looking, by the way, VTuber avatar, I mean, there's something going on with those eyes that's just not right. This guy, Nachisu Miku, or Kenneth, would go ahead and delete his account, deactivate it, I guess. And then he would come back later, reactivating the account with one tweet up, and that tweet says, "Doxing is gay and Jewish." I swear with these people, literally anything bad could happen and they blame it on Jews. It doesn't matter what it is. They stubbed their toe in the door, the Jews did it. Their dog's girlfriend got hit by a car, the Jews coordinated that car to be right there at the right time to make his dog's life miserable. Kenneth here is still coping about this, by the way, with this recent tweet saying, "The most annoying part of the dox is what they got wrong. Slandering me as Jewish. I'm not Jewish, F Israel, I'm Catholic and Christ is king." And everybody in the replies is calling him a liar. And this reply is made here by FaZe Monkey, which Kenneth replies with, "Since you're Christian, I'm willing to have a conversation about stuff in good faith, but if you're just going to come here and be a dick, I'm going to block you." And FaZe Monkey replies with, "You can't talk in good faith, and you know it. When will the lies end?" Adding this clip.
I'll do. Okay, now I have to ask this, because everyone's wondering. Are you a girl?
Yes.
Are you sure?
The pause before...
He was thinking really carefully. He was like, okay, if I pretend I'm a girl, I will have more money. Okay, repeat after me. Yes.
Saying, "Yes, man, I am a girl, bro. Trust me. I'm definitely a girl. This really isn't a voice changer." And then as expected, the snowflake Nachisu Miku, or Kenneth, blocked him. It's hilarious how the super-based VTuber group has toilet paper skin and it blocks anybody who ratios them while pretending like they're open to all the criticisms and they're just going to fire back. So then after all of this happening over literally 1 month, the one named Shido leaving the group before they even debuted, Nachisu Miku getting out...
This quality of fuckery is at the level of Niji Sanji and Vishozu.
As a middle-aged man pretending to be an anime girl using a voice changer and spreading Nazi propaganda, Akemi Kudai just being fat and formerly friends with a bunch of transgenders before doing a heel turn, Kichura Nines being a 34-year-old former cam girl, and Saturn Senshi...
Ah yes, one of them have a superpower that she was a cam girl and then became a VTuber or something.
She, who got doxxed like the rest of them, didn't really say all that much that people really cared about, but I guess she would just go to defend the group at times when she did say something. The group would disband and Saturn Senshi would go ahead and make this tweet. Me and Akemi Kudai, after careful consideration, have decided to make a new group. Lots of missteps were made the first go round, and we both have accepted that and want to grow and learn as people from this moment. We are human. We aren't perfect, and we made multiple mistakes and poor choices. We want to improve, not only ourselves, but also our communities. With that in mind, the former group name carries a stigma as
Their new group is like the VTard, the very VTard.
well as not being the future we want for ourselves. In light of that, Kenneth, aka Miku, has stepped away of his own volition and won't be joining us on future streams or in the new group. As for me and Akemi, we aren't changing up our content and will continue streaming as normal while we work on our next steps. To anyone who is concerned or curious, we won't be giving big hints for our next project together until we have more firm plans and concepts. We want to move on from the old name and the stigma and politicization of it. It was definitely something we are taking into account. We hope you guys will be there for us as we move on to the next chapter in our VTubing journey. Thank you to everyone who has been kind to us and those who have supported us. This is not the end, just a new beginning. But if
I mean, the past that everyone have in that group is very thick. Like, you can just like rebrand and hope everyone will forget.
If I had to translate this, what it actually means is, we thought that this thing where we named ourselves VTards and rage baited online, being edgelords and spreading hate towards multiple communities, was actually going to work, and that
Yeah, this is the new level of community.
every time people tried to cancel us, we would actually just grow bigger from the popularity. It didn't work, and most of the internet that knows about us hates us, and we got doxxed, so we realized that doing a hardcore political grift and trying to gain the based audience actually doesn't work out very well, and we're going to try to be more normal so that we can get fans. And that is the translation. And I guess I skipped over this, but Kitsune9's also made an announcement when she left the group, and it says this has been a really difficult decision to come to. Due to recent events, some things that have come to light, after looking into, I personally can't stand behind. I don't think anything came to light that she couldn't stand behind. I mean, the Kenneth guy was always a Nazi, and that was very obvious that he was not being ironic about it. The only thing that actually came to light was that she
Even if he's ironic about it, like, you don't pretend to be a Nazi. There is some taboo subjects in the world. You need to bring back shame, okay? If something is taboo, you don't joke about it and don't make it your online persona.
was a 34-year-old woman that used to be a cam girl when she got doxxed. If I had to guess, what she actually can't stand behind is her information being out on the internet and people who really hate her because of how insufferable she is coming after her, and the rest of the girls. But let's get back into this post. While I still believe in freedom of speech, there are certain things I'm not comfortable associating myself with. I do have a limit. For my own safety and the safety of those around me, I've decided to step away from the group. I don't hold any ill will towards anyone involved, and I truly wish them the best, and I am thankful for the friendships we made. This is my own personal choice. I know this may cause discussion, criticism, and even celebrating to some, but I hope people can respect that this is a personal choice I'm making. I'll still be me, the same nines you've come to know, terminally online with the same lukewarm takes that somehow make a few people want to rip their hair out. The only difference is I'll be doing it on my own, representing only myself from here on out. This isn't an apology. I'm not sorry. I've learned, I've grown, and I'm moving forward. Thank you to those who've chosen to stick around for the ride and grow alongside me. And if you saw, no you didn't. With that last line referring to her nudes, which I would recommend you don't look at those actually. But yeah, that
Thank you for the recommendation, bro.
was the last cornball resignation from the group before only leaving the last two members, Saturn and Akemi, before Saturn Sentry would announce that they were disbanding VTards because literally they went from like 5 to 2, and they were fully just lolcows at that point. The group was going nowhere, and they had gotten
They went from the VTard to the V2.
publicly embarrassed, including getting doxxed on Kiwi farms. There was more drama and infighting that I probably missed, stuff between them and Shido, the first person that left, but I don't really think any of that matters. Just to be clear, none of these 5 girls are partnered on Twitch. None of them have any real significant following when it comes to content creation. All of them tried to
I mean, one of them have like 2K5. It's big. It's a lot.
do the hatred and extreme far right grift in order to become more popular, and it did not work for them. Well, I guess I can't call it a grift in the case of the Kenneth guy. That guy is actually a Nazi. And basically this should just be a cautionary tale on not trying to do something so cringe as this, just becoming an edgelord and rage baiting people, spreading hate in order to try to become popular with the worst audience that you could try to recruit for yourself. VTubers that become popular are charismatic, they have good voices, they have really nice looking character models, they're funny, and things like that actually bring people together.
Oh my god. All the description this dude gave to successful VTuber. I'm none of those.
other to enjoy their content. Spreading hate and being annoying on the internet is not going to make people like you. It's just going to get you dunked on and made fun of and turned into a lol cow while you pretend to be base, but you have paper thin skin and your block list becomes longer than a CVS receipt. And as of now, none of them get enough viewers to hit the partner threshold, and I really doubt their prospects growing in the space, given that everybody knows exactly what they are and what they did while they were in this group VTards. But at this point, they have a hate base that's 10 times bigger than their fan base.
Yeah, I mean, now they have like a kind of tag on their forehead that they are toxic and racist. So you can't be like, oh, I'm not a VTard anymore. No. What happened to them is like really bad. They were doxxed. They were marked forever as VTards. So even if they rebrand, they will be just like old VTards.
And I don't really think we're going to be hearing much about any of these VTubers anymore. So that's it, the story of the most controversial VTuber group coming together and then disbanding over the span of 1 month. United by hate, that's all they had.
They appeared quickly and they disappeared quickly. What a very romantic way to go. Well, that's it. Thank you everyone for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and see you. Bye.